Let's go!
Game is over. Completely botched at the end by the Bears.
Oh, my goodness. We'll break down the calamity at the end of today's video, but I want to ask you a simple question. Does Caleb Williams lack basic football IQ? I understand he's still a very young rookie, but man, some of the mistakes he's made over the past couple of weeks has been crazy. But I also want to celebrate what he's done in these past couple of games. This guy has made truly ridiculous plays. Good job by Rome beating this outside leverage. Caleb playing on time, first down. Then, oh my goodness, Caleb Williams going full field, starting off to the left, seeing if he would be open. Moore is not open. Good job by the left guard getting this defensive lineman down to the ground. And look at this pocket. I mean, this is as good as you'll ever see pass protection. And he trusts Keenan Allen to beat his DB right there, and it's a touchdown, okay? Now, let's go to Keenan's route. This is really, really, really good stuff from Keenan on the backside. A little whip route. So you act like you're running the out, and then you're just whipping back, going back out, and then whipping back inside. That is absolutely filthiness. I love Keenan Allen. He's thicker, just like your boy here. And look at that. Tutty. Down by 10. You're having a rough day on third down. And we get to here, and Cole Kmet's just running a very simple out. Really good job right here by Odunze, just knocking that corner back, giving Cole Kmet a lot of room here to complete this first down. So I'm going to give one criticism when it comes to clock management outside of what happened at the very end. I was frustrated that the Bears ran almost every play with 1 second left to go on the play clock. I swear it felt like that every single play. And you could see this should have been a false start penalty. I mean, this ball is clearly being snapped after the zeros hit, all right? So the Bears had been struggling just getting things going, right? They were down in the final 5 seconds of that play clock so much. And you'll see Caleb is able to extend here, break the contain. Obviously, he's had some issues with play extension going back to that Vikings week where he probably should just take a sack, but this time you see him. This honestly is such a nuanced scramble drill right here. Take a look at this. He acts like he is running out of bounds, so he pulls his head this way, and you'll see that branch actually lets up, and this DB's coming down on him. But at the last second, he flips it, right? I love that little sideline little peek right there to act like he's running out of bounds. So it's a good job by DJ Moore sticking with it, and a little pirouette here, and you pick up the first. Now it's 3rd and 1, and the Patriots run this play nonstop. It's a play we've talked quite a bit about. It's called Hoss Juke. So you're running goes from your outside receivers, comebacks, and a juke route over the middle, okay? So Keenan's job, he gets doubled, and because it's single high, he is picking which slot matchup he likes better. Does he like Cole Kmet better, or does he like DJ Moore better? I don't know about you guys. I like DJ Moore on a go better. And you'll see that he starts off looking center field. He doesn't immediately look towards DJ Moore because he doesn't want the safety just getting over the top of this. And then he works back to DJ Moore. And this also is very impressive from DJ. He goes to the inside because his DB is sitting very heavy on the slot fade to the outside. So he goes to the inside to beat him. And that's really, really, really good stuff. Once again, good protection here from the Bears. They did have penalty issues when it comes to holds and all of that. But this is a really good throw by Caleb on these slot fades to ensure that the safety's not getting over the top of it. You want this ball to be thrown kind of at a 45-degree angle. You don't want this ball being thrown straight down the line. Hits him right in the chest. It is really, really, really good quarterbacking. All right, so Caleb Williams started this drive on his own 1-yard line. Down by 3, division rival. You have a chance to go win this game. And this is really good quarterbacking, okay? So if you see that there are 2 inside blitzers, so it's a little bit different. This is actually a defensive lineman. This is Anzalone, a linebacker. If you see that everybody's blitzing and really coming, you want to throw shallow drags. Throw where the blitz was, okay? And you get exactly what you want. DJ Moore on the shallow drag, man coverage, cover one on the back end. Protection holds up. Now, before I get to this actual throw, watch how this unfolds, okay? Your center gets turned around but sticks with it, okay? That little pirouette saved the day and allowed Caleb to have that much more time to get that football to DJ Moore, who statistically had himself a really good fourth quarter. All right, so not a huge fan of this play design. I see what they're trying to do, but I just don't like it. Orbit, reverse motion, where you have DJ Moore in the flat. You're running a go from Odunze at the bottom of the screen, and then Keenan Allen is supposed to act like he's blocking, and then you're throwing the football to him. It just isn't there. There's only 3 men running this route. It was a max 7-man protect, and you get a sack. Either way, Caleb just has to throw this football away. He just does. There's nothing over the middle that's going to be open. There's no routes to the left side anyway. Once you see that it's covered right here, this should be an automatic throwaway here, but instead he takes a really, really bad sack. So now we get to the 2nd and 17, and on the very next play, you see Caleb Williams do what he does best, which is making a play. Okay, once again, nobody really open. The Lions, if you're a Lions fan watching this was a big problem for you in the second half. Guys just falling to the turf. Okay, it's not always holding. Sometimes you have to be able to keep your feet, because if you can't keep your feet, that's one less guy who can maintain rush lane integrity. Okay, if you're just on your feet, you're probably getting a sack here. Instead, there's a pile up, and Caleb's able to run through here and make this third end manageable. Really good quarterbacking from Caleb, not forcing anything at all. And here you go, just fall down and live to fight another down. All right, 4. Once again, Mike blitzes, and this is what a lot of teams are doing now. We've done 2 film studies. The Dolphins did this to Drake May. They also, Bryce Young had this happen to him versus the Kansas City Chiefs, and you could see both the film studies. To guard these trips bunch, because it's so hard to guard in-breakers versus trips bunch, what teams are doing defensively is having the end just wall off the bunch so you can't give up shallow drags. Because the one thing that beats this every time, you saw it a little bit earlier, shallow drags over the middle. So the end here is just walling anything out over the middle. Okay, so he's getting a chip on the tight end, and he's waiting for anything else over the middle. And what happens here is Caleb decides to throw this anyway. All right, in all likelihood, if this was a better, let's just say if this was TJ Watt, or just a slightly better coverage player, Micah Parsons, they're turning their head and they're picking this off going the other way, right? This does hit Keenan Allen, but you'll see here the spacing is just awful, all right? You have 3 guys basically in the same spot. You know, what they're trying to do, angle route, and you know, hopefully a man coverage defender gets caught in the traffic, but they had 4v3 because of the in backing out. Protection is fine, but Caleb should never throw this, and it should have been picked right there by the end. It's a good defensive call by Aaron Glenn. 4, the Lions kept doing these blitzes where they deoccupied the middle. So if you do that, you're going to have defensive linemen. You see number 69 right here guarding Cole Kmet. And you get a mesh, 69 bumps into his the DB guarding DJ Moore. And guess what? You're able to pick up an easy first down. It was actually Cole Kmet. I couldn't really see it. Obviously, I don't have my all 22 yet. But this is a huge gainer. And if you're a Bears fan, you're thinking at the very least, there's no way you're losing this game, right? Totally forgot it's the tryptophan here. First off, they called offensive pass interference on Cole Kmet. Whatever. First off, you get away with the false start. Second thing, once again, it's the same thing. Clock bleeding all the way down. I know the clock is stopped, so it's not as important, but it does look like there is a little bit of a false start here from, I mean, it was pretty simultaneous. Still, this is really good stuff from Caleb. Once again, I can't see if anything was just open right off the jump here, but to extend and just find somebody down there on 4th and 14, it's just smart. right? This is when Caleb, in these 4th and 14 situations, is always going to be one of the more difficult quarterbacks in the league to stop because he's really good at these kinds of things. DJ Moore, was it a soft pass interference call? Yeah, it was a soft PI, but it's enough to move the chains. All right, 2nd and 20. This is very clearly a quarterback draw because the center releases and there's no running back here and there's no receivers behind the line of scrimmage. And the right tackle here on this QB draw probably should have gotten a piece to help out, but you just have no shot if you're Caleb. Okay, obviously you can't throw it away. It'd be an illegal man downfield penalty, but it is what it is. Now, we'll let Matt Eberflus break this chaos down.
And then we're there at 2nd and 20, take the sack right there. And, so we're at 36 seconds right there. And our hope was, because it was 3rd going into 4th, that we would re-rack that play at 18 seconds, throw it in bounds, get it into the field goal range, and then call the timeout. And that's where it was, and that was our decision-making process on that. Again, we were outside the field goal range, so we needed to get a few more yards in there, as close as we can get, and then we're going to call timeout, and that's why we held that last timeout at the end of the game.
Yeah, so obviously it was a mess, all right? Now, there is so much to break down here, but if you're Caleb freaking Williams, I just don't understand how basic football IQ doesn't set in at all, okay? I really, really, really don't know. Okay, you see Eberflus at the beginning. Why aren't they telling him in his headphones to run something, right? They are lined up, but are they lined up? I don't know. But you have to know that you shouldn't be running a go here when, obviously you took the sack at a field goal range, but this is just bad. You should have been able to run a play at least in the last 10 or so seconds, but the fact that all of this kept winding down is truly revolutionary. Like, it's mind-blowing that this happened. But 5 seconds, the ball gets snapped. Let me see this again. Was Caleb even ready for this? You see his hands are down here, and you could see their own players. This is crazy. What are we doing? And once again, I know I'm looking at this. His hands are down here. It looks like that ball no, it didn't sneak up on him. He was ready. Still, there's really just not a whole lot I could say about it. But I'll tell you that I don't think Jaden Daniels or Drake May are making these types of clock decisions. And you would see at USC Caleb having some of these end-of-game situations. And then you have the ball tracking issue right here. Odunze there is a safety over the top of this. Caleb throws it away from the safety. Could Rome have still caught this? We all know it wasn't built in a day. Alrighty, so the Bears need to fire their whole coaching staff. They botched this, but so did Caleb Williams. I went back and just listened to his press conference, and to save him the embarrassment, none of really what he said after the game made a whole lot of sense. And if you guys want me to, I could go step by step. Honestly, I don't think he knew the Bears still had a timeout left. I don't think he knew a lot of things. But whatever the case may be, this was just terrible from him. Not taking sacks in that Vikings game. Also, not throwing the football away and taking a really bad sack like we showed you a little bit earlier. Also, the play clock going all the way down to 1 and just under 3 seconds on so many different plays in this game. Once again, some of that's on coaching. Man, this is rough. And also, it's just an observation, Bears fans, from a neutral here, and I like Caleb. It does seem like there's a nonchalant attitude with this team on both sides of the football, including some long-time receivers who have really good reputations. So it's a weird situation all around. I think the Lions, as you could tell, were just as shocked as we were. But he's young, but Caleb lacks just some basic football IQ at this point in his career. Okay, that sounds harsh, but that's the harsh truth. It is! Power Hour NFL. Boom! And Bears fans, correct me down below. And tonight we are doing stuffing.